Welcome to our weekly Ask the Fund Manager series. The premise is simple. We put a fund manager on the spot and we ask them questions about current events and how these events impact on investment markets. We aim to keep it interesting and understandable and do this all in under 5 minutes. We hope you enjoy.
What do David Beckham, Rihanna, and a $7,000 plush toy have in common? A toothy little creature named Labubu. From fashion runways to stock market rallies, this doll has turned into a cultural and financial phenomenon. As we come to the end of silly season, the end of August, I thought, what could be more offbeat than two grown dads talking about a plush toy called Labubu? And joining me today to look at this bizarre but fascinating trend is portfolio manager Dean Cook. Dean, how are you today?
Yeah, very well. Thank you, Peter. I must say, I never thought I'd be discussing a soft toy on an investment podcast, but here we are. Thank you.
Yeah, you can blame me for that one. Okay, so let's start with the basics. What is Labubu and how did it become a global craze?
Yeah, I confess that until recently, I didn't know what Labubu was, but it's a quirky elf-like character created back in 2015 by a Hong Kong illustrator named Kei Sing Lung. It was brought to life by a Chinese toy company called Mart in 2019, but it wasn't until 2024 that things really exploded for Labubu, thanks to celebrities like David Beckham and Rihanna flaunting them as fashion accessories. This isn't just a toy, it's become a full-blown cultural icon. And Pop Mart's genius was in how they marketed it using something called the blind box model.
Okay, for our listeners, I reckon you're going to have to explain what a blind box model is. So let's start there.
Sure, yeah, it's a sales and marketing technique. So when you buy a Labubu, you don't know what character you're getting. It's a blind box. A standard doll will cost you around $28, but some are super rare. So collectors and kids end up buying multiple boxes just to complete a set or find an elusive rare one, competing with one another. And then they can sell for inflated prices in the secondary market. And it's perfect for social media content. So your classic sort of TikTok unboxing video where you've got suspense, surprise, and reactions. It's content gold.
Okay, so this is interesting. So I can remember doing this with Lego minifigures. They came in a blind bag and you used to feel them to try and guess which one it was. So, and I can tell you it does work as a marketing and sales tool. Okay, so let's talk numbers. Let's try and bring this in some way back to the financial world. How has this impacted on Pop Mart's business? It's a listed company, so it reports numbers.
Indeed, yeah, and it's been a big impact. So in the first half of 2025, Pop Mart's revenue tripled to nearly $2 billion. Net profit soared nearly 400%, and their share price is up over 600% in a year. For context, they're now worth more than the combined value of two other toy companies, Hasbro and Mattel. And to put the kind of overall value of the company into additional perspective, it's worth more than drinks giant Diageo. So think Guinness or Johnny Walker whiskey or global mining company Glencore. And the CEO is now China's 12th richest person.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay. But they're also expanding. Tell us a little bit about that too.
Yeah, it's a classic bricks and clicks model. So they have 571 stores and over 2,600 robo shops, which is like vending machines effectively worldwide. They're pushing hard into America and they're leveraging the TikTok shop for global reach.
Okay, so we've spoken about this a little bit, but what's driving demand? And I think more importantly, from my point, can it last?
Sure. Are you thinking of becoming a Labubu trader?
Yeah, possibly.
So it's effectively a mix of scarcity marketing, a sprinkle of celebrity hype, and what Gen Z would call treatonomics, so spending on small luxuries during uncertain times. Labubu has become a status symbol. Pop Mart is also diversifying, so using that IP and creating mini Labubus, theme parks, media projects, trying to build an empire for some more longer-lasting revenue. The question of when it can last or whether it can last is, I guess, is either the multi-billion or the multi-million-dollar question. Think Beanie Babies, Teletubbies, Pogs back in my day, Angry Birds, and even to a certain extent Pokemon. These things can often burn bright, but often briefly. And as a craze, like all crazes, it might not have staying power.
That's really interesting. I'd never heard the term treatonomics, but it's a good phrase. Dean, thanks for your time today. Always interesting, if somewhat different this week. We laugh at this in some way, but in the investment world, a craze like this is often kind of in my head, refer to as a bubble. And we've seen plenty of those in the investment world too over the last couple of decades. So on that note, Dean, thanks for your time today. And we'll be back again with another topic that's caught our eye next week.
Thanks, Peter.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode and we hope you listen in again next week. Also, we love to get feedback and ideas for future episodes. You can use the link provided below to share your thoughts. Before you go, just some important information to be aware of. Unless otherwise stated, any opinions expressed are those of Aviva Investors. You should not be viewing this as an indication of any guarantee of return from an investment managed by Aviva Investors, nor as personal advice of any nature. Information contained herein has been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but have not been independently verified by Aviva Investors and is not guaranteed to be accurate. Past performance is not a guide to the future. This material is not a recommendation to sell or purchase any investment. The value of any investment and any income from it may go up as well as down, and the investor may not get back the original amount invested. Nothing in this material, including any reference to specific securities, asset classes, and financial markets, is intended to or should be considered as advice or recommendations of any nature.